Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Gord Miller. 1994. That was the year for these two. The Rangers won the Stanley Cup, ending their 54-year drought, and the Maple Leafs made it to the Stanley Cup Final Four for the second consecutive year. But those 4 years in between have been long ones for these two franchises, notwithstanding the Rangers' appearance in the Stanley Cup semifinals a year ago. Yes, the Rangers and the Maple Leafs do have a lot in common, but as we go to Paul Romanuk and Gary Green at Madison Square Garden, guys, it's not always good these days.
No, not a lot of good things in common right now. Both as it stands right now, Gord, still with a ways to go, grant you, but as it stands right now, a couple of teams that are going to be life and death to make the playoffs.
Well, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are 3 points out right now, I think that most people expected that they'd be fighting for a playoff spot, and because they are in the hunt, I think that's good. But for the New York Rangers, no one ever expected that they would be sitting in 8th place right now, not with this payroll. But this is a hockey club that has also been beat up with injuries. Hey, the Leafs have had injuries as well. Every team does. But for the New York Rangers, they're hurting, especially back in the blue line, where they don't have Samuelson and they don't have Boom. And tonight, well, Karpotsev's going to give it a try, but I don't know how long he'll last.
Yeah, the Rangers have lost 128-man games as a result of injuries. We're, of course, here watching this game, but I can assure you our thoughts are very much with a very dear friend of ours, a very good friend of the hockey world's, Howie Meeker. Howie's wife, Grace, passed away. The funeral was held today, and Howie, we all wish we could have been there today, but we'd like to take this opportunity to pass along our sincere condolences on behalf of everybody at TSN, everybody in the hockey crew. We're with you very much in spirit, my friend. Back in a moment.
Back at the NHL tonight before the opening puck drop between the Rangers and the Maple Leafs, a pregame ceremony that has to do with one of Bob's many employers, the Hockey News, which last week released its list of the top 50 players all time in NHL history. Number 1, Wayne Gretzky, being honored before the game tonight at Madison Square Garden.
Number 1. Records are made to be broken, except those set by Wayne Gretzky, the number 1 NHL player of all time. His standards of offensive excellence are the closest things that exist in sport to the unreachable star. Number 99 holds every major NHL single-season and career offensive mark, and another that transcends hockey. Gretzky has been named League MVP 9 times, more than any pro athlete in North America's major professional sports. The New York Rangers icon will be remembered for establishing standards that players will chase for generations to come. And a prediction, they will never be equaled.
Joining us for this special presentation from the Hockey News are publisher Lance Neal and editor-in-chief Steve Dryden. Wayne is being presented with the first pair of skates he wore in the NHL.
Those are the first skates Wayne Gretzky wore in the National Hockey League. They've been, what, silver-plated by the Hockey News?
Absolutely. Silver-plated, Gord. Silver anniversary.
Oh,
no flies on us.
Those guys at the Hockey News don't miss a trick, nor will we, hopefully, as we watch what's going on. Send you back to Paul and Gary at Madison Square Garden.
Hey, thanks, Gord. Just to follow up on that nice story concerning the Hockey News top 50 of all time, Steve Dryden was telling me before the game, when he phoned Bobby Orr to let him know that he wasn't going to be number 1, that it was going to be Gretzky, Orr said, well, make sure that I'm number 3 then, because I want to be behind Gordie Howe. Starting goaltenders brought to you by Kellogg's. Best to you each morning. Glenn Healy gets the call. He is career 11-7-1 against what were once his crosstown rivals. And at the other end, Dan Cloutier, drafted 26th overall in 1994 by the Rangers from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He has yet to lose a game in his very young NHL career. Referee is Kerry Fraser. Gerard Gauthier wears number 36. Thor Nelson wears number 40.
Kerry Fraser might be busy early. Look who's lining up with Ty Domi.
Ooh, that would be big number 15, Darren Langdon.
The two leaders on their respective teams with penalty minutes.
Well, they exchange a few words right off the bat.
Yeah.
And there they go. Langdon and Domi are right down to business. 8 seconds into this game. What a start.
Ty Domi, the leader in penalty minutes in the National Hockey League. Grimson, who's been in a number of fights this year and who recently fought. Stu Grimson, the Grim Reaper, is in it again tonight.
Well, I guess we'll see in the headlines of ESPN Sports Center tonight.
These fans loved Ty Domi when he was here, and the officials are letting them just go at it, wear each other out. I don't think they're going to have anything left to play with the remainder of the game. These two have got to be tired right out.
Oh, man.
8 seconds into the game. And the fans at Madison Square Garden loved every minute of it. Remember back earlier this year when Ty Domi ended up fighting very early in a game and the Leafs ended up playing well, winning in fact. This is how it all started. Langdon had his stick right up between Ty Domi's legs, but that had nothing to do with it, folks. They were premeditated, both of them. They decided they were going to go right at it, right at the face-off. Ty Domi patted him on the head, showing a little respect, I guess.
If you keep track, that was Domi's 19th fight of the year, Langdon's 15th. The league leader in fights. Domi is right up there with 19 of them.
Well, that business done. And now we get right on with it. Matt Sundin up against Adam Graves. You're going to see Graves out there a lot tonight. That's why he's back at center ice. The Rangers need a checking centerman. Brian Skrudland is out injured. And the Leafs will probably double shift Matt Sundin.
Brian Leetch moves it up ahead to Graves. Long shot. Eye high. Pulled in there by Healy. Up along the boards. Driver couldn't keep it in. Hendrickson given a bump by Leetch and cleared the puck in. This is Berg. Up ahead to Graves, coming up there with Leetch. Graves gets it through, and offside is called, and another scrap over on the other side of the ice. It is P.J. Stock, the other tough guy for the Rangers, and he's going toe-to-toe with Chris King. What a start to this game.
Colin Campbell really likes P.J. Stock. He thinks he's just an in-your-face kind of center iceman that they need. He played this way, real gritty, against the Washington Capitals last week against Dale Hunter. Chris King, the number 2 penalty minute man for the Toronto Maple Leafs, follows Domizak. Well, we haven't got through the first minute of play yet in this game.
And if, like many hockey fans, you're going, who is P.J. Stock? He's a rookie with the Rangers. He played last year in the CIAU with St. FX. And has really carved himself out a nice little niche with the Rangers. You mentioned Coley Campbell really likes the way he plays. Well,
P.J. Stock played for Hartford, the Rangers affiliate, this year in the American Hockey League. And in 26 games, he's had 132 penalty minutes. Also, he scored 5 goals. This is how it all started. Chris King was looking for action, and P.J. Stock was doing the same. Well, I had said that we had all the business squared away when Domi and Langdon went after it, each other. Do we have it all out of the way now?
We are 41 seconds into this game. 2 scraps already. And the greatest player in the history of the game, to contrast what we've seen in the first 41 seconds, comes out onto the ice. Here's Gretzky. Up ahead for Sundstrom. Snaps it up ahead. Kovalev in over the blue line. Gretzky drifting towards the net. This is Kovalev up on that big line with Gretzky and Sundstrom. And Coach Coley Campbell hoping Kovalev will rise to the occasion. Sundin was trying to sneak in behind the defense there. Here comes Kovalev. Just backhands it in. Easily one of the most enigmatic or frustrating players in the league, depending on whether you're a coach or a fan.
Well, when you watch him, Paul, he's got so much skill. but trying to get it out of him is another thing. Gretzky's taking on that task. He's going to try to get him going.
Leach plays it up ahead. Puck's going to roll up, and Healy has a little bit of trouble with it. LaFontaine tried to get it away from him. He was coming in hard looking for that bouncing puck. Healy trapped this one. Schneider gets it up around the boards. Sullivan just gets it out. Modine given a bump, and play whistle down.
Well, Mike Murphy's been after his team because he's not happy with the way they've been playing defensively. You can't allow 3 goals per game as an average and expect to win in this league. The Leafs have really dropped about 6 places in the last month and a half in their defensive standings in the league. They're 24th overall. They used to be about 18. And Mike Murphy knows if they're going to make the playoffs, they've got to improve defensively. Good example on Saturday night. They worked really hard. They deserved to come out of the game against Chicago with some points. If not 2, at least 1. But when you allow 4 goals, you're not going to win many games in this league right now.
Was talking to Mike Johnson before the game about that, and judging by what the coach has said to his team the last few days, that is exactly the case. He wants them to renew their commitment to defense that was there the first couple of months of the year.
Yeah, they had a real team commitment defensively. They knew they had to improve in that category because they had some weaknesses offensively.
Here's Yuskevich for the Leafs. Gets it up ahead for Jamie Baker. Baker crunched there along the boards. He was hit by Kevin Stevens. Cairns clears it up. It goes over the glass and out of play.
Colin Campbell's had a rough ride here as of late with the Rangers. This is his 4th year behind the bench. They're trying to find goals. They're trying to keep them out. He's talking to the big man right now. Wayne Gretzky and Colin Campbell have played together back in 79-80 in Edmonton, in fact. But the Rangers haven't scored a lot. 2.5 goals per game. That's not a lot. They've allowed a lot of goals that they shouldn't have as well. Defensively, this team has struggled this year. They're 15th in the league overall. But the Rangers have been hurting in the injury department. We mentioned Bukaboom and Samuelson. Karpatsev is going to give it a try, but don't expect a lot. He's got an injury, and a wrist injury, and they don't expect him to really be able to play regularly tonight.
Gretzky gets it up. Kovalev trying to snake his way through. He'll continue the chase along the boards. Sundstrom to Gretzky. Backhand shot. Healy got rid of that. Kovalev up back of the net. Sundstrom is parked out in front, and there's Gretzky lurking in the weeds. He'll get the puck now. Gets it across in front of the net. It's knocked away. Pressure's still on, though. Gretzky along the boards. Tried to center it. Finally, Berezin gets it out for the Leafs.
Gretzky knew who he wanted to get it to. Sundstrom was parked in front. Smith really played that well, though. He just played the pass. He didn't try to tie up Sundstrom. He just waited for the puck to come out to the front of the net.
Here comes Graves on the move with Berg and over the line. Smith gets it ahead to Jamie McCowan. Up for Sundin. Wheeling up there. Johnson is with him. So is Derek King. King has been playing well lately. 5 goals in the last 5 games for the Leafs. And he's got it now. Derek King gets it around to Sundin. And the Rangers will start back. Berg just feathers it down into Toronto territory. 16-12 to go in the first period. 0-0 is the score in this one. Berg had it knocked away. Sundin coming out. Trying to play it up there to Derek King, but knocked down. Here's Berg again. Dumps it in, and the Rangers will change in the fly. Here's Johnson, NHL's Rookie of the Month for the month of December. Puck bounced up there. Korolev couldn't knock it down. Finley. Stevens in motion up the middle. Stretched out, couldn't quite wheel it in. He's out there with LaFontaine and Lindbaum.
We talked about Korolev having to get it going, but LaFontaine hasn't scored in 18 games.
Leafs move it up. Modine, good shot, and a nice snap save by Dan Cloutier. That was a hot drive, and Cloutier right there. 15-18 to go in the first period here. The Rangers and the Leafs are tied at 0. I'm Paul Romanuk along with Gary Green. A couple of teams chugging along. One team, the Rangers, struggling with a lot of injury problems. The Leafs inconsistent. But what a rousing start to this one.
Well, the Leafs have only had one win in their last 8 games. They need to play very well here tonight. They need some points.
2 fights inside the first minute of this game. Yuskevich with it for the Leafs. Gets it up ahead. Prohashka taps it away. Now takes it back. And that play disintegrates. Sundstrom plays it up ahead. Off the post. A quick shot off the stick. And a nice save. Korolev really snapped that one away. He's looked hot so far. And the puck pops up out of play. Well, what a great chance there for Alexei Kovalev from just inside the blue line a couple of strides.
I don't know whether he's aiming, but he sure got a great shot away. And just continues to show you the talent that this man has. He just flicked it right there. Well, he did take a look, and he was looking the stick side. Just a good wrist shot. It was headed top shelf. Kovalev figures if he gets the opportunity now playing with Wayne Gretzky that he can get the job done and show the New York Rangers he's a good hockey player. They've given him chances this year, and he hasn't done the job for them. He had a few spurts, but that was about it.
Here's Matt Sundin. King moving down the left-hand side. King looking for it. Johnson up there as well. Rangers able to control. Leach starting back up at center. Keane dropped it off for Bird. Driver. Here's Mike Keane. Graves is going towards the front of the net. Tremblay gets it there for Zettler. Up ahead, Johnson out across center. Sundin moving down the wing. Derek King's up there too. Sundin across in front. King, couple of bats at it.
And Cloutier got an opportunity to bat at that puck too.
Out at center, Keane will just loft it in and head to the bench. Tremblay starting back. Sullivan just tipped it up towards center. Stevens is going to hustle after that. LaFontaine up there with him, Lindbaum as well. Finley shoots, tipped wide. LaFontaine looking around. Lindbaum trying to get loose. Finley with a good shot. Stevens hustling after it. But the puck played out. Karpatsev gets it up for Stevens. LaFontaine being watched. He was pulled down. Modine was watching him. Here's LaFontaine. This clears it in and heads to the bench. Rangers change the game. 12:44 to go, first period. 0-0 is the score. Tremblay trying to get it out under some pressure. McCowan will help him out there. And it's cleared up over the glass and out of play. 0-0 the score in this one. You're watching Molson NHL Tonight on TSN. Zeros here, Gord, as Wayne Gretzky comes out to line up for the face-off in the offensive zone against Matt Sundin. Jason Smith with it.
Sundin double shifting here. He's out there with King and Henderson.
Sundstrom plays it ahead. Kovalev couldn't pick it up. Now Sundstrom clears it up. Kovalev going after it. Gretzky's out there too. Kovalev gets it to Gretzky. Tried to get it out in front. Driver chopped at it. Knocked away. Leafs break back quickly. Sundin flipped it up ahead. King lost his footing there. That's Chris King. Here's Hendrickson. Chris King going after it. Kovalev. McCowan trying to break it up. Here's King. Back to Smith. Smith just rolling it in there. LaFontaine going after it. Healy Up around the boards, Lindbaum out there crashing around, couldn't keep the puck in. Lidster being bumped there along the boards. Leafs come up with it. Prohaska in over the blue line, tried to work it across. Berezin going after it, and just tapped out by Lindbaum.
I like the way that Lindbaum takes the body. He also banged his stick in the offensive zone, hoping that Healy might pass the puck to him. Hey, you might as well give it a try.
Yuskevich shovels it in there for the Leafs. Karpatsev gets there. Now Stevens gets it across. Graves wires that one in. Good long shot. Off the boards, fired on goal by Keane. And Sundin will start back. And Karpatsev gets back there to tag it up. Icing is called on the Leafs. 10:35 to go in the first period.
Well, Wayne Gretzky's heading off to his 17th consecutive All-Star game this weekend. What a career. And this man, who will turn 37 later this month, is still in the top 15 scorers in the National Hockey League. He's had fun against the Leafs over the years. He's loved playing against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look at those numbers.
139 points in his career against the Leafs. Almost a goal per game, 54 goals in 58 games.
And it was true Gretzky, the fact that he was very humbled at being given that award. He said he would have been happy being in the top 5 or top 3, top 4. He was just happy to be mentioned in that illustrious group.
Well, it was a margin of 2% in the final voting that separated the top 3 players. Gretzky, Orr, and Howe. Gretzky, Howe, and Orr was actually the order.
Well, Gretzky deserved it, and I think that Gordie Howe, and as you told the story about Bobby Orr, they would agree. Great players, though. All of them.
10:01 to go in the first period. 0-0 is the score here. Action from Tampa Bay. Here's Gord Miller.
You got it, Paul. Canadians lead 1-0, and check out the stop made first of all by Wilkinson, but then Martin Ruchinski will center to a wide-open Vincent Damphousse. Memo to the Lightning, don't leave him alone. His 14th of the year makes it 2-0. Tampa has a goal from Jason Weimer to pull within 1.
He was pretty shocked when he was given those skates that he wore his first year in the NHL, 79-80, back in Edmonton. Well, sometimes players lose kind of track of where those things, and all of a sudden they come up, and he was pretty excited about those skates.
Puck rolls over along the board. Sullivan going after it. By the way, the order is, the official order, I think I had it wrong. It is Gretzky first, Orr was second, Howe was third. Modine fires one off a leg. Sullivan trying to get over after it. Modine kicks it ahead. On the backhand, just chopped it wide. Good effort by Modine. Here's Matthew Schneider. Puck just bouncing in over the line. Korolev trying to catch up with it.
These two teams are pretty balanced offensively. We mentioned that the Rangers only scored 2.5 goals per game. The Leafs scored 2.4.
Offside called on the Leafs.
Right on their doorstep. Rangers have had difficulty scoring this year. A lot of teams have had trouble scoring. Scoring's down in the whole league. What was it? I just saw a statistic. It's the lowest number of goals scored since back in 1955, I believe it was. There's the Rangers after 45 games. In comparison to just last year, look at how much they have dropped offensively. From 156 to 114. Power play goals are way down. Colin Campbell's been on the hot seat. They were shouting at him in the Washington Capitals game at Madison Square Gardens, and some real obscenities and some not very nice things. And on his way home, he told his son Gregory, he said, that wasn't very nice of the fans at Madison Square Gardens to be shouting those things about you, Gregory, after the game. He's kept his sense of humor. You got him.
Leach trying to drive up towards the net. Kovalev couldn't get it to him. Here's Gretzky. Gets it out in front. Sundstrom was there, but it was knocked away. Smith back for the Leafs. He's blocked at the line by Driver. Here's Ty Domi. Now Leach will start out. Kovalev up ahead to Gretzky. Kovalev was dumped. A penalty coming up against the Leafs. So the Rangers will pick up the first power play of this hockey game. We'll pick that up when we come back. The first period is brought to you by Chrysler Canada, official cars and trucks of the NHL. Ty Domi is in the penalty box for tripping, and the Rangers are on the power play. Sundstrom back for Gretzky. Stevens up there parked in front of the net. He'll battle with Jason Smith. Kovalev trying to get it through, works it across. Gretzky, one of those beautiful shot passes that he has mastered. Kovalev with a shot, knocked away. And another penalty coming up. And it's going to be a cross-checking call on the Leafs.
Sundstrom got hammered right in front of Healy. Jamie McCowan's going to head off to the penalty box. So a great opportunity for the Rangers. There it is. Jamie McCowan cross-check Sundstrom from behind. So McCowan's off to the penalty box, and the Rangers with a 5-on-3 advantage with a face-off deep in the Leafs' end. The Rangers, though, have struggled on their power play. They're only 14th best, but Mike Murphy's team is great when it comes to killing penalties. They are #1 in the National Hockey League today. #1 overall. They're the second-best penalty-killing team on the road. St. Louis is the best in that department.
Well, if we put to the test here, it'll be a two-man advantage for a minute and a half. Five-on-3 for the Rangers. Lots of room to work it around. Here's Gretzky moving up, shooting, knocked away. And it was tipped with a high stick. So play whistle down. A Ranger player tipped it with a high stick, so the face-off will go all the way down the ice.
Well, Leach has really struggled the early part of the year. He's played better as of late. In fact, in the last 2 games, he's had 3 goals. This guy is one of the worst plus-minuses in the whole NHL. In fact, he's -21 right now, right down at the very bottom. Last year, that's where he was, +31. But yet, when it comes to overall ice time, Leach is still so important to this team offensively. He has been on the ice for 55% of the New York Rangers' goals this year.
Leach with it now. Up to the line. Two-man advantage for the Rangers. Kovalev. To Gretzky, back to Kovalev. They score! LaFontaine. Pat LaFontaine on the two-man advantage. It's 1-0 Rangers.
LaFontaine knew where to park himself. He just looked for open ice. Graves was standing in front, trying to distract Healy. LaFontaine just backed himself into an area where he's going to get possession of the puck if somebody can line up with that perfect pass. They did. LaFontaine just tapped it in. Perfect pass. And LaFontaine found the empty side. First goal after going 18 games without. He hasn't scored since December the 17th.
Rangers still on the one-man advantage. Move it back in and play whistle down. Offside called on the Rangers.
Problem that Colin Campbell has had with 2 center icemen, Gretzky and LaFontaine, all the talent in the world, but because Skrudland has been injured a lot, then they have been missing that checking center iceman. And you've got to have a good, strong checking center iceman to play against the other team's best line, just as they needed tonight. Someone to play against Matt Sundin. That's why Graves, who has played center before, has been shuffled over from the wing to center ice.
Kovalev and Gretzky picking up assists on the power play goal from LaFontaine. That came with a two-man advantage. Still a minute 7 to go in Jamie McCallum's cross-checking penalty. So the Rangers carrying on with a 5-on-4-man advantage now. And Kovalev will start back. Kovalev played it up ahead. LaFontaine was really run over there in the corner, and now the Rangers will take a penalty. Graves comes in, LaFontaine is in there, and Yuskevich is at the butt of their hostility.
I think Graves went after Yuskevich. He didn't like the way that Yuskevich was treating LaFontaine. Adam Graves has been playing some good, strong Adam Graves hockey. Yuskevich took LaFontaine into the boards, and then Graves came and cross-checked him right over the back. LaFontaine wanted to get into it too, but you're better off, Pat, allowing Adam Graves to handle that for you.
But do you think that was a particularly dirty hit?
I think the concern, Paul, is the fact that players feel that some players, like Pat LaFontaine and others that have been injured, I know that Carolina feels the same way about Gary Roberts, that certain players have really been taking liberty. They just haven't had the respect for the fact that these particular players are trying to make a comeback after very serious injuries. I don't think it was a real vicious slam into the boards by any means, but Adam Graves was proving his point.
They're just sorting out the penalties here, so we have a chance to check out action in Tampa. Here's Gord.
Well, Paul, the Canadiens have blown this game wide open. Brian Savage, who had 4 against the Islanders, gets one here. That makes it 3-1. Same shift. It's Damphousse ahead to Raczynski, and it's now 4-1 Montreal over Tampa in the first.
Next score, it's 1-0 here. The Rangers leading, but a 6-minute penalty has just been called on Adam Graves. And they posted up as 6 minutes for cross-checking.
I think what the problem was there, that Yuskevich, when he took LaFontaine into the boards, LaFontaine was really head first. I don't mean ducking head first, but his head went right into the glass, and that just sparked Adam Graves saying, you can't do that. You can't treat Pat LaFontaine that way. It's my job to make sure you don't, and that's what he tried to do. However, a 6-minute penalty could prove very costly for the Rangers right here.
It's a double minor for roughing and 2 minutes for cross-checking.
The Rangers have had good penalty killing at home. They're 9th overall in the league, 4th best in the league at home.
So the team's back to 4-on-4 for the next 30 seconds. And then the Leafs will have themselves an extended power play. Toronto trailing 1-0. Karpatsev over to bump his man Zetler along the boards. Sundstrom. Gretzky is with him as they hit the line. Gretzky taps it back. Karpatsev wheels it up around for Gretzky. Leafs will go on the power play in 5 seconds. Puck cleared up ahead. Sullivan trying to nip around Finley. Couldn't quite make it that time. Leafs are now on the power play. A 5-on-4 for the next 5 minutes and 15 seconds. 5:38 to play here in this first period. It's 1-0. The Rangers lead. Leafs work it up. Sundin out there with Derek King and Mike Johnson. And Schneider back at the blue line with Yuskevich. Tremblay plays it back. Schneider got it up for King and over the blue line ahead for Tremblay. Tremblay pokes it around. Mike Keane is right there. And Keane eats up a bit of time and bounces the puck down the ice.
The Leafs have scored 5 power play goals in their last 4 games. They went almost an eternity without scoring one, and then all of a sudden they've started putting the puck in the net.
Tremblay motoring up there. And the puck played back outside the blue line. Schneider there to pick it up. Had to be wary of Mike Eastwood. Looking to see if he could pick Schneider's pocket. 4:15. Pardon me, that's 4:10 to play in the power play for the Leafs. Sundin, nice move. Cuts in, shoots, scores!
Oh, wow.
Matt Sundin with a splendid individual effort ties this game.
Hey, he had some pretty shots and pretty goals on Saturday night against Chicago. But I don't know where he found this room. That puck was rolling on him. He got it down. He got it around Lidster. There was almost no room there. Almost impossible to score from that position. Look at it from this angle, folks. But he is a magician when it comes to handling that puck. He was able to lift it right up in that little room in the top corner, stick side on Dan Cloutier. An amazing shot.
Sundin gets the goal on the power play at 15:30. Still 4 minutes to go on the man advantage. The first 2 minutes get knocked down to 4 after that goal. Leafs are 9-2-2 in games in which Matt Sundin gets a goal. Problem being, he hasn't scored in enough games for them this year. Korolev back to the blue line for Yuskevich. Up for Sullivan.
Get him out of here.
Leafs working it around. Yuskevich. Korolev. Looking. He's got Berezin in the slot. Goes back. Puck whistled wide there by Zettler. Pardon me, King fired that one wide. Puck played up ahead. Berezin after it. Berg picks it up and gets the puck out. Leafs with 2:54 still to go on the power play. Lidster trying to get it out for the Rangers. And the puck just came out. But not despite a great effort by Sullivan to try to keep it in.
Matt Sundin is even this hockey game up. We talked about his great game on Saturday night. He had some excellent shots. Sundin with 2 goals and an assist on Saturday night. Take a look at this angle. And the same type of shot. He just looked to see where he wanted to put it and had complete control of the puck. This time Matt Sundin on his second goal, he used his backhand. He's as good at his backhand as he is on his forehand. He was upset at himself with the way that he handled the penalty shot, which could have tied the hockey game up. Trefilov ended up being the man to make the big save.
Sundin, talking about it later, said that he's usually pretty good on penalty shots, but he was a little overexcited, was coming in a little bit too fast. But as they say, hindsight's 20/20. 2:35 to go on the power play for the Leafs. 3:05 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. Puck cleared up ahead. Sundin tipped it in. Sundin up there with Johnson and Derek King. Here's Schneider. Up for Sundin. Johnson there waiting for it. King sets up down low. He's got it. Had to move there. Finley had a beat on him. Schneider tried to pound that one in on goal. Derek King along the boards. Gets it to Johnson. Sundin trying to work himself loose. Tremblay up for Sundin. Had trouble handling that pass. It was about waist high. Here's Schneider. And the puck poked away there by Nicholas Sundstrom. 1:44 to go on the power play for the Leafs.
Eastwood and Berg out killing it. Berg's got a sprained elbow. He's had difficulties when he's had possession of the puck, being able to fire it down the ice.
Sullivan chopping his way after that puck. Couldn't come up with it. 1:20 to go on the power play for the Leafs. Leafs have only had 1 shot on goal during this power play. Berezin plays it across. Sullivan hustling up there after. He and Driver locking horns in the corner. Yuskevich. Nobody in front yet. Berezin heads there now. Korolev couldn't get it out in front. Knocked away from him. 55 seconds left in the power play. Healy gets it up. Yuskevich to Korolev and over the line. Sullivan trying to get loose, but the play forced back out. Sundstrom gets it across. Leafs with 34 seconds to go on the power play. Yuskevich up along the boards. McCown couldn't keep it in for long. Sundstrom just plays it down the ice.
Those scoring opportunities are pretty even on the power play. Keane with the best opportunity out there to score.
Offside called on the Leafs. 40.7 seconds to go in the period.
Bauer, leave an impression.
That could have been a huge goal for Keane, but Healy was able to make the save. The Rangers have yet to score a shorthanded goal this year. That's pretty unusual in itself. The Leafs have had a couple of them. Korolev has had both of those goals for the Leafs.
Smith trying to play it up, knocked away. Teams are back at even strength. Kovalev gets it up around. Here's McCowan. Shoots. That's stopped by Cloutier. Rebound in front. King gets it across. Domi was hacking and whacking away. King with another shot. That was tipped wide. Domi goes after it. Couldn't land the payload on goal that time. Now Gretzky. And time will run out in period number 1. Bit of everything. A couple of scraps inside the first minute and a couple of goals to round things out. First intermission coming up. Here's your host, Gord Miller. Gord, what's up?
Tons, Paul. Coming up in our Home Hardware Close to Home segment, we'll look at the Oilers' Curtis Joseph, a TSN Tonight update with Mike Tove, and all the out-of-town scores and highlights. We might even go somewhere live for you, too. After one period at Madison Square Garden, Toronto and the Rangers are tied at 1. We are going to take you back to New York now for the second period between the Leafs and the Rangers and take a look at the first period scoring summary, which is brought to you by Gatorade. Pat LaFontaine with his second goal in 19 games gave the Rangers the lead, but Matt Sundin on the power play responds for Toronto. Rangers outshot the Leafs 7-5. For the second, back to MSG with Paul Romanuk and Gary Green.
Thanks, Gord and Bob. And I don't know how much abuse Gord got for that comment about Matt Sundin maybe being the most skilled player ever to play for the Leafs, but I certainly wouldn't abuse him for that. That may well be bang on. I mean, the guy is amazing.
He is amazing, and his talent is shown in ways like tonight. All of a sudden, the Leafs are down a goal, and they only get one shot in the power play all through that time, and it comes off the stick of Matt Sundin from an impossible angle. If this guy was playing on a team with a lot of talent, boy, he'd be racking up the points big time right now. Trying to give and go right now is not always easy for Matt Sundin. Not because of the fact when he plays with guys like Mike Johnson, that's fine. But Matt Sundin plays a lot, so he ends up double shifting, and so often he's double shifting with the third and fourth liners on the Leafs.
In the 13 games this year in which Sundin has scored, the Leafs have won 9 of the 13, 9-2-2. That was prior to tonight's game. So he scored in this one. 15 multiple point games. Of course, the problem being, you do the math, that heading into tonight's game, he'd only scored in 13 of the Leafs' 43 games. So the teams are at even strength to start this second period. We are tied at 1. A few messages sent early in the hockey game. 2 fights inside the first minute. Things have calmed down since then. This is Sundin trying to work it through.
Yeah, but the 4 guys that were in a fight are all out in the ice.
There's Langdon, one of them. There's Ty Domi out there. PJ Stock and Chris King. All present and accounted for, sir. Icing call on the Leafs.
Well, we've already gotten through more of the second period than we did of the first without a fight. Ty Domi had to be pretty tired. Well, they all had to be after that battle, but especially for Domi and Langdon because it just went on for so long. The officials were determined just to stay out of it and let them have their peace with each other.
Well, Chris King, after he was in his scrap, you may remember it was right over in front of the Rangers bench. And he turned to Dick Todd, who's one of the Rangers assistants who coached him in junior, and he said, "Dick, where do you get these guys?" After he finished scrapping with B.J. Stock. Nice stop by Healy as Gretzky got a quick wrist shot away. Kovalev for Gretzky. Sundstrom gets it around. Kovalev chasing after the puck. Sundstrom along the boards. Kovalev in the slot. Gretzky back to the net with the puck. Here's Gretzky in the office. Center score! Sundstrom. Nicholas Sundstrom set up by Gretzky, and the Rangers are up 2-1.
Well, Gretzky did that on the first Ranger goal. He's doing it again. Wayne Gretzky ends up making the move. There's his office right there. That's where he has done a lot of damage over his NHL career. He just had a perfect backhand pass. He just lobbed that pass. That's what he did. Nice and soft. Sundstrom just did a great job, though, of getting away from Sullivan. He just continued to battle in order to get his stick onto the ice. Sullivan was trying his darndest to be able to control Sundstrom's stick. That's what you want to do. That's what Sullivan wasn't quite able to do.
Sundstrom gets the goal. Gretzky gets an assist. Settler clearing it up there for the Leafs. Leach trying to contain in the corner. Watching Sundin very closely. Johnson trying to work it out. Here's Derek King. Around for Sundin, rolled away from him. Derek King in the wraparound. Couldn't get wrapped around tight enough.
And Graves is just sticking right with Sundin. He's glued to him.
Graves carries it out, and Sundin returning the favor to Graves. Sticking to him very closely. A little too closely, according to the other 17,000 referees in attendance.
Well, I got to think if the Rangers figure they can just keep the puck away from Matt Sundin, it'll go a real long way for them at winning this hockey game. Brian Leach has been on the ice a lot tonight. Sundstrom is the man that Colin Campbell, the coach of the Rangers, just thinks the world of, and they sure missed him when he was out.
So Sundstrom gets that goal. Gretzky and Finley pick up the assists at 112. Tis the season for Junior Hockey All-Star Games. We kick off our coverage with the Bell Ontario Hockey League All-Star Cup from North Bay tomorrow. 7:30 Eastern Time. Gord Miller will have the play-by-play. LaFontaine off the draw. LaFontaine, who played in a Quebec Major Junior Hockey League All-Star Game one year, the only year that he played in the queue, and he's being held down there behind the net, and that's going to draw a penalty.
Jamie Baker was on his man all right. Physically, right on top of him.
You gotta call something.
I'm not quite sure who made that comment. You got to call something. But something is being called. Baker's the one heading to the penalty box.
He is going to be called for holding.
Right in the middle of your screen. First of all, Yuskevich was down, but it was Baker who just held right on for some reason to LaFontaine. And LaFontaine wasn't even close to the puck. That's why Baker has picked up the holding penalty. Just a senseless penalty. That's why Mike Murphy was shaking his head.
Rangers with one power play goal. LaFontaine out there to take the face-off. Kovalev fires one. LaFontaine, Stevens, and Keane up front.
I wouldn't want to stand in front of the net with a shot like that coming from Kovalev from the point. He looked at his stick afterwards, but you've got to keep those shots down from the point.
Here's Sundin, short-handed. Lofted that one up wide. That's like the tennis player who double faults and then looks at the racket. LaFontaine streaking towards the goal, but the puck redirected. Leach has it. Kovalev tied up along the boards, gets it up ahead. Stevens out for Keane. Here's Leach shooting. That skips wide. Kovalev after it. And the puck played down the ice by Jamie McCowan. 1 minute left in the power play for the Rangers. We are early in the second period. New York leading Toronto 2-1. Here comes Gretzky. Gretzky already has 2 points in this game. Has been in on both Rangers goals. Graves over to Gretzky. Gets it in front. Scores! Graves! Adam Graves set up by you-know-who. And it's 3-1 for the Rangers.
Coming into tonight's game, Graves has had 6 points in his last 7 games and really has been playing well. Wayne Gretzky, once again, he's feasting on the Toronto Maple Leafs. He just set that play up perfectly by seeing that Graves, for a moment, was going to be wide open. Gretzky just read the play perfectly. He saw that Yuskevich was heading away from Graves. That was perfect timing on Gretzky's part, something he has done so often over the years. Perfect timing, perfect pass.
142 career points against the Leafs. That's what Wayne Gretzky has, and still counting. And he's playing in his 59th career game against the Leafs. Here's Gretzky back to the net. Trying to get it out in front, knocked away. Korolev got it up ahead. Jamie Baker coming in. Modine was going for the front of the net. Puck knocked away. Sundstrom back there, having to contend with Modine. Great strength on Modine's part to hang in there. Korolev working around. On the backhand, feeds it across. Korolev. Out for Modine. It skipped by him, and Gretzky starts back. Gretzky up there with Kovalev. That's broken up. Yuskevich gets it up against the grain. Korolev to Schneider. Lucier stopped that, and Leach will start back. Toronto getting in a change as Leach comes to center. Pass up ahead of the line, broken up by Zettler, who clears it back out. Leach ricochets it right back up. LaFontaine tried to get Stevens. That was knocked down. Here's Sundin. Shoots. Lucier had to stretch, but kicked that one away.
That was a real hard shot by Sundin from over the blue line. Lucier really had to react quickly, getting that right pad of his down in order to make that save.
Lindbaum dumps it in for the Rangers, but offside called on New York. 14:38 to go in the second period. Wayne Gretzky has 3 assists in this game, including 1 on that goal from Graves.
You know that guy, Paul? He liked to shave so much he bought the company. Well, Gretzky, take a look at his stick. It's a Hespler. In fact, he wears Hespler on his undershirt, his turtleneck right there as well. But that's the stick that he's wearing. That's the stick tonight that has got 3 assists. Gretzky bought the company. He owns Hespler Stick Company.
Berezin got up there first. Or did he? Apparently not. They're going to call it back. Well, whether it's with the Hespler stick, I think he could do it with a chunk of wood or an old branch or a waffle iron. The way Gretzky can handle a puck. And who'll forget this goal? Certainly not Mike Vernon. Yeah, Mike Vernon would like to forget it. Stanley Cups with Edmonton. Well deserved to be named in the Hockey News poll as the greatest player ever.
A waffle iron, eh? He could score them with a waffle iron.
Here comes Berezin, shoots. Kluche kicked that away. Here's Sundin, gets it out. Prohaska tried to tuck it in the side, but didn't have quite enough daylight.
Prohaska was looking for that short side on Kluche. Tried to jam it.
Icing called on the Rangers. Nice setup by Sundin, though.
Now we talked about Gretzky's great abilities to set the play up, as he's done tonight with his 3 assists. But Mats Sundin has scored a goal and gives people the opportunity to score. He was behind the net and made the nice backhand pass right to Prohaska. He knew Prohaska was there. That wasn't a blind pass. He took a look over his right shoulder, knew that Prohaska was there, and he knew that he was there unchecked.
Averaged better than a point a game since his trade to the Leafs. Looking forward to seeing Sundin play along with many others in the Olympics. He will have a great supporting cast there.
The outstanding hockey.
Kovalev. Looking around, Gretzky is lurking up there. So is Sundstrom, with the Leafs back the other way. Domi scoots in over the blue line, trying to burrow his way towards the corner. Tangled up with Driver. And they're going to dance around a bit behind the play. Meanwhile, Sundstrom gets it up ahead.
Driver did a perfect job. He just got in front of Domi. Leachik got caught up the ice.
Here's Smith. Kovalev is watching him. Gretzky has it now. Back for Driver, shooting. Lofted that one just wide. Hendrickson gets it to Chris King, and he'll clear it in. And the Leafs will change it up on the go. 12:55 to go, second period. 3-1, Rangers lead. LaFontaine got it up. Stevens. A weak shot that's knocked away by Healy. Modine starts back. Up to Korolev. Korolev waits. Finally just clears it up there. Baker going after it, but it's grabbed by Dan Cloutier, the Rangers goaltender, and he hangs on to it. 12.5 minutes to go in the second period.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together.
With everything you need to help you through winter, think of Petro-Canada as a cold remedy for your car. Just what you'd expect from Petro-Canada. Canada's gas station.
Hi.
Because you never know when you'll meet the girl of your dreams, you need long-lasting odor protection. Gillette Clear Antiperspirants help stop odor and wetness before they begin, and there's no white residue.
Thanks.
Gillette Clear Stick and Clear Gel. Long-lasting protection that keeps you ready for anything.
Well, it's been a tough, hard-fought battle tonight, right from the drop of the puck. Ty Domi ended up getting an opportunity, he thought, as he picked up the puck in the neutral ice to head down the right wing side. Leachik got cut off the ice. Driver took Domi right out of the play, ended up losing his helmet as a result of the pushing and shoving and the wrestling match with Ty Domi in the corner. The driver did his job. Graves back out against Mats Sundin.
Graves very particular about where he wanted everyone to line up for this draw. Keane plays it back for Leach. Driver gets it up ahead. Long shot by Graves. It's knocked away by Healy up over the glass. Another play, and we have a penalty coming up.
And Derek King's going to pick one up for holding. You wouldn't expect that from Derek King.
So holding the stick call on Derek King.
He thought he was going to get away with it in the neutral zone, but didn't. He got caught. Bad time to get caught. Your team's down by a couple of goals. You're struggling, trying to get back. Watch to the right-hand side of your screen. Derek King clearly had a hold of the stick. No doubt about it.
Well, the Rangers have 2 power play goals in this game. 2 for 3 in the man advantage.
And Wayne Gretzky's right back out on the ice with a face-off deep in the Leafs zone. This could be trouble for Mike Murphy's team.
Gretzky already with a good night's work, and we haven't reached the halfway point of this game. He has 3 points. He's assisted on every Rangers goal. McCowan there to get it. Up to Sundin. Korolev spins around, and no way he was going to get a shot away. He was run over by Stevens. Smith going after it. He had Sundstrom bumping. Gretzky. Down to Sundstrom. Centered it in front of the net. Stevens just failed to clip there. Here's Gretzky again. Stevens is parked in front. This is Sundstrom with the puck. Back to Gretzky. Gretzky again. Stevens and Jason Smith really battling for position there in front. Gretzky drills one, and Healy stopped it and holds on. And then Stevens is dumped in the wake of that, and everyone will come in. Smith and Stevens with a fine tussle going in front of the net during that power play.
Well, what Gretzky did, Paul, was that he decided they were going to give and go back and forth. He was waiting till he thought that he could just get, he wasn't expecting to score from this position. But what he was hoping for was that Sundstrom could get his stick away and loose. If Gretzky got the shot away, then Sundstrom would go to the net looking for a rebound. Stevens was right there, so Stevens and Sundstrom, Gretzky was hoping would have a chance with a little bit of a rebound. That's why he actually put it right into the pads of Healy. You're either going to score at the 5-hole by shooting that way, but usually if you put it right in the pads, you're going to at least get a couple of foot rebound.
1:07 to go on the power play for the Rangers. Gretzky still out there. LaFontaine and Graves join him up front. Kovalev and Leach at the blue line. Leach will start off. 50 seconds left in the power play for the Rangers. LaFontaine was zipping in towards the goal. The puck didn't come across to him that time, though. Here's Leach. Gets it across to Gretzky. Back to Leach. Gretzky. Graves couldn't pick it up. Leach under some pressure at the line. Hendrickson was right on him and able to force it out.
Good job by Hendrickson. He was aggressive, went right after the Rangers, and that's what has made the Toronto Maple Leafs a good penalty killing team this year, Paul. They have really been aggressive and have been smart at their anticipation.
Gretzky, nice pass to Kovalev, gets it across in front, and it bounced away. Here's LaFontaine. To Gretzky, got it back. Leach fired a shot wide. And the penalized player, Derek King, back out onto the ice, and he's going to chase after Leach. 10:09 to play here in the second period. 3-1, New York leading Toronto. Here's Tremblay. Eastwood watching him. Puck worked up to Sullivan. Now Bruce Driver plays it ahead. Keane snapped that one wide. Tremblay gets it up ahead for Domi. He's given a bump. Sullivan trying to get to it. Sullivan getting some help there from Domi. But that disintegrates, and the puck is tapped up over the glass and out of play. 9:27 to go in the second period. Good chance for the Rangers a few moments ago, keyed by a sweet pass from Wayne Gretzky. One of those nice no-look passes.
Well, most players, you don't like them to give this type of a pass because they don't know where it's going, but with Wayne Gretzky, when he does it, he's got eyes in the back of his head. He knows where he wants to put it. He knew that Kovalev was going to be waltzing right into that open ice. So when Gretzky got it, he knew that Kovalev was going to move up into open ice, and that he did. Perfect setup. LaFontaine was parked to the right of Healy and looking for that pass from Kovalev. Kovalev has played well tonight. Wayne Gretzky said that he tried to get him going. He asked for Kovalev to be put onto his line. Kovalev, who will play for the Russian Olympic team in Nagano, hasn't scored a goal since December the 2nd. Coming into tonight's game, he had 7 goals and 14 assists. But out of those 21 points, 9 of those were power play points.
Berg ties his man up with the puck, and we'll get a face-off coming up in Rangers territory. 9:12 to play in the second period.
And also with Kovalev, 7 out of his 7 goals, 5 of them have been here at Madison Square Garden. Hey, this guy is a talented hockey player, but it just hasn't been produced on a consistent basis here for a couple of years. Tonight, at least, he's taken short shifts. That's something that Kovalev has been guilty of in the past, lack of discipline. But with Kovalev, I can remember Mike Keenan, when he coached Kovalev here with the New York Rangers, that he left him out on the ice one night for about 6 minutes. He wouldn't let him off the ice. Kovalev kept coming to the bench. Keenan kept putting him out there. Kovalev thought it was great. Mike Keenan was trying to teach him a lesson. Kovalev thought it was great, though, to play 6 complete minutes. He just didn't understand. He didn't get it.
Zedler gets it up ahead for Sundin, up to Derek King, stepping in. King moves in, gets a shot away. Cloutier stopped that and covers the rebound up there at the side of the net. 8:44 to go in the second period. Leafs are trailing 3-1. Tonight's early impression is brought to you by Bauer. Leave an impression. The early impression in this game, very early. 8 seconds in, and Langdon and Domi, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. And away they go. There was another fight. Chris King dropped the gloves and went at it with P.J. Stock 41 seconds into the first period. So that was indeed the early impression that this would be a hotly contested game, and it has been. Rangers up 3-1 past the halfway point of the second period. Lidster plays it up ahead. LaFontaine had it knocked away by Berezin, but he couldn't quite get in over the line. Yuskevich gets it over to Schneider. Prohaska. Prohaska again. This time gives it away to LaFontaine.
Well, even though the Rangers have a nice lead, they're not going to take anything for granted.
Puck up ahead. Prohaska trying to get away. Fights his way up there. Baker comes up. Here's Prohaska. Delayed penalty coming up on the Rangers. Schneider whistled one. Yuskevich after it, and play whistled down. It's going to be a hooking call on the Rangers.
And just to finish my point, Colin Campbell saw his team last week with a 3-1 lead over Washington. All of a sudden, they found themselves on the wrong end of a 5-3 score.
Well, the penalty called here with the long pass up ahead to Prohaska, who was trying to get away and was clearly hooked up there on his way in towards the goal. Jamie Baker was following up and had the secondary chance, but the penalty had already been called by the referee, Kerry Fraser, on that man, Doug Lidster.
I'm surprised, though, that Prohaska was able to still keep his balance. He showed some pretty good strength on his feet. Lidster has played now the last 3 games, but prior to that, he hadn't played in 10 games. Lidster was really the extra man, but for Colin Campbell's team, they have been decimated back in the blue line. Samuelson's out, Bukaboom's out. They should be back, though, about next week, just in time for the Rangers to go on a 7-game road trip. That will be tough.
And that will about take them right into the Olympics. Here's Schneider moving in. 1:39 to go on the power play for the Leafs. Matthew Schneider gets it up to Matt Sundin. That's Derek King in front taking some heat. He and Leach were tied up with one another. 1:25 to go on the power play for Toronto. Here comes Johnson up to the line. Broken up. Keane plays it ahead to Graves. Short-handed. And play is called. The Rangers, I believe, got caught with too many men in the ice.
Yeah, we got another penalty here, and Gary Fraser whistled it down. Too many men on the ice.
Rangers have had trouble with their line changes the last few games. So it was a situation where they got caught with 4 men on the ice because of a change mix-up late in the game. I believe that would have been the Washington game.
And then they've now got too many men on the ice. And they're taking a penalty for it.
Now, is that a coach?
They said they've tried everything. You know, they've tried because they're so good at killing penalties at home. So, no, actually, Colin Campbell said it was the El Nino. That's what it was. The El Nino.
Is that a coach's penalty or a player's penalty?
Coaches have to take responsibility for it. So sometimes it's in this type of hockey we're playing lately, and with coaches who change their lines a lot because they're scrambling to really get something going at times, then players sometimes play left wing, next shift they're out there on right wing. That does create a problem at times. Toronto's taken a timeout to try to take advantage of this situation. Mike Murphy wants to make sure that his best players are rested, and that's what this timeout was more than anything else. It was that opportunity to give Matt Sundin and Matthew Schneider an extra rest.
The Leafs hoping to seize the opportunity here with a 2-man advantage, and that's Murphy resting his big players with that timeout.
Well, at this point in time in a game, it's unusual for coaches to take timeout, but you don't have to save it till the end. You take it when you think you can get right back into the game. That's what Murphy's done.
Like now. Schneider moves it across. Schneider up for Sundin. Derek King and Mike Johnson, the other forwards out there for the Leafs. 35 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Here's Schneider stepping in. Sundin going for the front of the net. There's the shot. Cloutier stopped it. He took a peek around, but he had it trapped in his equipment. And a good thing for Cloutier because Matt Sundin was parked right there.
Parked right there. He took off from the blue line and he looked like he was shot right out of a cannon. Look at him. He actually wound up back at the far blue line, and there was not a chance that anybody was going to catch him from the Rangers. Boy, did he have a head of steam going.
And Sundin stays out there. 26 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage. Wayne Gretzky, by the way, is in the box serving the too many men in the ice penalty that was called on the Rangers. Puck comes back for Schneider. Across quickly to Tremblay. King back to Schneider. Schneider gets it up. Sundin scores! It went in off of Brian Leetch. But Sundin will get credit for it, and the Leafs pull to within 1.
Well, not exactly a perfectly picked play by Sundin, but it went in. And it has done its duty. The timeout by Mike Murphy gave Sundin an opportunity to rest. He's still been out there a long time. Schneider had the puck back at the point. He fed it to Sundin. Now watch, Sundin was actually trying to pass that puck right across the crease. That's what he was attempting to do. He ended up scoring the goal because it went off of Leach's skate, and Leach was frustrated at that puck going in right off of him.
So Sundin gets the goal. He has 2 in this game, both of them on the power play. And the Leafs pull to within 1. They still have a 1-man advantage for the next 48 seconds. Rangers still serving a too many men in the ice penalty. Here's Tremblay. Up ahead for Schneider. Johnson moving his way in, gets it across for Derek King. Korolev. Back for Schneider. Try to play it across. It bounced off of Graves and comes out. 17 seconds left in the power play for the Leafs. Leach going after it. Prohaska couldn't wheel it in. Jason Smith works it up. Prohaska is in the slot. It comes out to him and he fanned on it. Here's Graves. And he just clears it down the ice. Penalized player back onto the ice. Teams at even strength, and thus an icing call on the New York Rangers. Sundin has a couple of goals for the Leafs. Gretzky has 3 points for the Rangers.
Well, the Leafs are back into this hockey game after Matt Sundin has scored, and Matt Sundin is right back out on the ice again. He only played about 7.5 minutes, actually, in the first period of play. Doesn't feel like he's been off the ice at all in the second period.
Sundin in the faceoff tried to tip it through, but Karpatsev broke it up. Puck cleared into Mike Keane's corner. Keane up after it. Keane tapped it up, but it's picked up by Smith for the Leafs. Jason Smith trying to work it up. Berg watching him. He was bowled over by Smith. McCowan gets it up around the boards. Berg heads right to the bench after getting run over there by Smith along the boards. Meanwhile, Berezin plays it up around for Sundin. He's being tied up. Kovalev couldn't get to it. Here's Finley.
I watched Berg go to the bench, Paul, to see whether he was injured. Didn't appear so. Looks like he was all right because he's been somewhat injury prone this year. He's had some nagging injuries that have kept him out of games.
Gretzky bounces it up there, and the puck wobbled to Healy, who hangs on to it.
Bauer, leave an impression.
All-Star Weekend coming up in Vancouver, and part of the festivities, the Canadian national women's team will play the U.S. national women's team. You can catch it live on TSN at 10:30 Eastern Time.
Is that a revenge match?
Oh, we saw them play last time. They haven't met since their game in Lake Placid that the U.S. won. Shannon Miller lost her cool there back at the bench of that game. Apologized to the team later. Ooh, Healy really had to react quickly off the draw. That was a shot right as the puck was dropped. Kovalev has it. Dancing around in front. It bounced by Sundstrom. Rangers trying to keep the heat on here. Kovalev back of the net. Gretzky was up there in support, but the puck comes out. Here's Schneider. Yuskevich up to the line. Domi snaps it in. Puck bouncing off Kovalev's skate, and Domi couldn't get set for a shot. Baker clears it in. And Doug Lidster back to get it. Leafs making a change in the go. Less than 3 minutes to play in the second period. 3-2 Rangers lead.
Hendrickson's line with Domi and Chris King have played against Gretzky's line a fair amount tonight. Mike Murphy doesn't mind that at all. He knows that when you put Hendrickson's line out there, they're going to work hard and check hard.
Puck pops out of play, so we get a whistle.
How about that face-off, though? Healy's still wondering where that puck came from. It was lined up to the right of Healy, and Gretzky decided just to shoot the puck forward. He got a great shot right off of the face-off. And Hendrickson has learned something else playing against the Great One. You never quite know what he's going to do. I think he's going to pull it back, and the next thing you know, he's got a shot on net.
You watch him do that, you know that he meant it totally. It wasn't a fluke. Langdon up along the boards. Gets it down to LaFontaine. Baker was jarred there by Stevens. Here comes Baker. Baker moving up, trying to drive towards the net. Couldn't center it. Modine there to help out. This is Modine with the puck. McCowan with a shot. That went off a leg. And Finley starts back for the Rangers. Korolev snaking his way around. Finally dishes to McCowan. Tried to hit Sundin there at the blue line. It bounced by him. Graves touches it. And icing called to the Leafs.
Well, before the hockey game tonight, Mike Murphy was pretty upset. He went to bat for his player, Mike Johnson, and rightfully so. Mike Murphy came to me, first of all, and gave me a pretty good earful of the fact that he was watching the Colorado-Vancouver game last week, Paul, that you and I were doing, and I had said that Ullin should be right now in my books the Rookie of the Year. And what was your comment then?
I mentioned
you didn't get unscathed.
I mentioned Patrick Elias with the New Jersey Devils.
And of course, Mike Johnson right now is leading all the rookies in the NHL in scoring. So our mistake, we should have definitely considered Mike Johnson amongst those top players. He is, and he may well win it. But I'll tell you what, I'm sticking by my guns. I'll still take Ullin right now because breaking into the National Hockey League as a defenseman on a bad team and being a plus player as he is, it's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, there was no slight intended. Unfortunately, one was perceived. You could go down 5 or 6 people, I think.
That's all right. So I just told Murphy he had an opportunity to let his steam off, and he did. So now we've got the microphone for the next 3 hours, so his team better play well.
Graves up there working away, trying to get it in front. Well, his team has played well and hanging in there, down by a goal. Last minute of play in this second period. Here's Keane, fights his way towards the front, and Healy will grab it and hang on. Tough going down in the corners and along the boards at the Leaf zone. The Rangers pressing for goal number 4 late in this period.
I think Matt Sundin's got to be pretty tired after the second period's over. Sundin was along the boards. Zettler went right after Keane, right here. Just a little bit of tugging, and Keane was able to effectively try to get to the net. Keane has played his best, actually, here in this building. As far as goal scoring wise, anyway. Keane has had 6 out of his 8 goals he scored this year right at Madison Square Garden. It's a good checker, and when he's put on that line with Graves and Berg, that's a pretty good checking line that could check anybody in the NHL.
Gretzky up in the face-off against Jamie Baker. Here comes Hendrickson. Chris King up there with him. He'll chase Karpatsev in along the boards, give him a bump. 40 seconds left in the period. Gretzky just floats that across. Yuskevich starting back. Here's Karpatsev for the Rangers. He took a bump, couldn't get it out. Chris King whacking at it. Sundstrom plays it ahead to Gretzky. Intended for Kovalev. That was broken up. And Schneider just dragging that puck. Here's Hendrickson. Picked up by Kovalev. Offside called on the Rangers. And Kovalev thinks it was too close to call. He thought he might have been in onside.
Gretzky's bleeding. Looks like he's got some blood on his sweater. He may have got clipped in the nose.
Having quite a night, 3 points. In on each of the Rangers' goals, and he'll take this face-off against Darby Hendrickson. And they'll go through the motions for the final few moments, and that will do it for 2 periods. Rangers up by a goal after a couple of periods before we get to the third. Our second intermission coming up. Lots going on. Gord, tell us about it.
Yeah, Paul, we'll have out-of-town scores and highlights for you. Okay, lots going on there. Darren Natition with a TSN Tonight update, and we'll go face-to-face with the newest Oiler, Bill Guerin. After 2 periods of play at Madison Square Garden, Wayne Gretzky has the New York Rangers on top by 1. All right, we'll get back to action now for New York. We're getting back to the 3rd period of this game, a pretty good one. The Rangers leading 3-2. Second period summary is brought to you by Gatorade. Wayne Gretzky sets up Sundstrom's 10th of the year, and then Graves 13th on the power play. That gives the Rangers a 3-1 lead, but Toronto comes back with a goal on the 2-man advantage later in the period. That is Matt Sundin's 2nd of the game, 20th of the year. Leafs and Rangers even in shots at 16 as we take you to the 3rd and perhaps another tie in the NHL. Here are Paul and Gary.
Oh, imagine that. Not another one. Rangers still up by a goal, though, as we get set to start things off in the 3rd period. It has been quite a night for Wayne Gretzky. The Leaf killer. He has done it time and time again against the Leafs. And he has done it again tonight. He had an assist on that goal from LaFontaine. Another assist here in the office. Got it out in front. And then assisted on another Rangers power play goal. Gretzky in his career has had 58.1% of his games go into the books as multiple point games. 2 or more points in 58.1% of the games that he has played in his career.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Incredible. Tonight marking the 235th time in his career he's had a 3-point game.
Well, Matt Sundin is out there, and he played over 10 minutes in that 2nd period.
Brian Leetch has played over 20 minutes in this game so far. Here's Sundin. Derek King up there to help out. Hacking after that puck. Gets it out towards the front, but it was knocked away by Cloutier. Here's Schneider with it. Schneider up to the line, has Johnson with him, but elects to just fire it in. There's Sundin up there. Domi off the bench and right into the play in the corner. Domi gets it to King. Looking for Sundin in front, trying to center it. Domi was badgering his way through there.
Domi was just going to muscle his way one way or the other, right into the crease.
And Bill Byrne clears the puck down the ice. Rangers will get in a change. We are just underway in this 3rd period. Rangers leading Toronto 3-2. Leafs have not defeated the Rangers their last 6 regular season meetings. Here's Jamie McCallum starting back. Broken up there by Karpatsev. Smith coming up, but a penalty will be called. Chris King was pulled down, and the Leafs will get a power play chance. And while they sort that out, let's check out action in Edmonton. Here's Gord.
Yeah, Paul, Wayne Gretzky's former haunt has seen the St. Louis Blues, another one of Gretzky's former teams, score the first goal in the hockey game as the Oilers have difficulty clearing the puck out. It's Pavel Demitra who takes the centering pass and beats a screen Curtis Joseph to give St. Louis a 1-0 lead.
Well, Wayne Gretzky was explaining to Gary Fraser through actions right there about diving here. He's in the penalty box for the 2nd time. First time he was in during this game. He ended up sitting out the too many men on the ice penalty for the Rangers. And he felt that Chris King dove on that. Well, Wayne Gretzky has been tagged for it, and now Colin Campbell's team could find themselves in trouble again.
Big power play chance for the Leafs. Tremblay and Schneider will line up back at the blue line. Matt Sundin comes out to take the face-off. He is up front with Johnson and King. Derek King. Sundin has 2 goals tonight. the Leafs will start it out. Mike Johnson in over the line. Trying to drop it back for Derek King. Sundin was there too, but the puck popping loose, and Graves sending the spoils down the ice. 1:35. Minute and a half to go on the power play. Tremblay in over the line. Sundin comes up. Up around for King. Back for Tremblay. Here's King. King in the corner. Johnson trying to help out. And Leach in there contending for the Rangers. This is Sundin. Back for Tremblay. Flicks it up ahead. Johnson to Sundin. 1 minute left in the power play. King is in front there battling with Driver. Trying to draw penalties. Here's Johnson in front. King! How did he miss that? Pulled it to the forehand and couldn't finish off.
How did he miss his right? But King got dumped. Driver pulled the feet right out from underneath of him. He was a little ticked off over that play. Then he ended up getting the puck and almost scored.
There's Sundin coming up. 33 seconds left in the power play. Leafs with the man advantage. Derek King with a great chance a few moments ago. Wonder if the puck rolled on him or something as he tried to pull it to the forehand.
Tough angle there with Cloutier down and out. He just couldn't find the room.
Snyder coughed it up. This is Bill Berg. Gets it in front. Graves fired it wide. Graves still up there after it. Gumming up the works well for the Rangers. In the dying moments of this Toronto power play, Gretzky's back onto the ice. The teams are at even strength. Here comes Prohaska. He'll clear it in for Toronto. Cairns gets to it. Around for Karpatsev. Jason Smith at the blue line, couldn't keep it in. Korolev ricochets it up the center. Prohaska trying to get away. Berezin is up there with him. This is Cairns. Healy stops that. Stevens up along the boards. LaFontaine up there in support. LaFontaine was given a bump. And Berezin gets it out. Lidster under a bit of pressure, got it out. Jason Smith, back for McCown, up for Chris King. Here's McCown again. Hendrickson had his pocket picked. Here's Gretzky. Healy stopped that. Wrong guy to lose the puck to.
Oh, Gretzky had a chance to take a look to see where he could maybe find some room by Healy. Healy made a great save.
Driver clears it up. Here's Leach. Back for Driver. Played just over 5 minutes of this third period. The Rangers lead Toronto 3-2. Leach clears it in. Gretzky up trying to forecheck. Zettler plays it ahead. Prohaska taps it up to Modine. Prohaska in over the line. Baker going to the front of the net. Here's Juskevich shooting. That was blocked. Juskevich jumping up. Now Modine fires a shot. Cloutier, big stop. Rebound. Prohaska firing wide. Good pressure by the Leafs. Prohaska steps in over the line. Trying to get it up for Baker. And Leafs rumbling back to center for the Rangers. Hits the line. Rolled it through. Offside called on New York. 14-11 to go in the third period. Great chance for the Leafs here. Derek King to the forehand. And not into the net. 3-2's the score here. Rangers leading the Leafs. Lots of time to go in this third period.
Rangers have got their checking line out on the ice.
Berezin up in the corner, trying to work into the front of the net. Berezin still trying to get loose. Korolev couldn't get it to him. Here's Leach. Matthew Schneider being watched there by Graves briefly. Korolev up ahead. That was Berezin who was knocked down. Sundin up for Berezin. At the line with Korolev. Back up for Berezin. Looking in front. Sundin and Yuskevich up on the play. Korolev up there in support. He'll pick it up. Back to the line. Schneider with a shot. Gloved and held by Cloutier.
Cloutier was able to glove that puck right out of the air earlier. Cloutier was fortunate. Derek King didn't score. We'll go back and show you that replay one more time and watch the real goaltender here. Derek King ends up getting the puck. Now Cloutier goes down, commits himself. Watch Sundstrom's stick here, folks. Sundstrom ends up making the save. He deflected that puck right up into the glass, but Sundstrom made an outstanding save. Derek King got beat by Sundstrom's stick.
That was a nice move by Derek King, though, getting to watch it a couple of more times. You could see that he really lured Cloutier into the trap. Stevens clears it in. LaFontaine up after it. Lindbaum along the boards, trying to chop the puck loose. Puck was gloved ahead, so play whistled down. 12:53 to go in the third period. You're watching Molson NHL Tonight on TSN. There's the Boomer right there, telling a few war stories. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, we were trailing the Bills. Here's what I did in the fourth quarter.
I think his son wanted all the attention there.
Neat thing about being in New York City, you see a lot of celebrities, be they Boomer Esiason. Saw Christy Brinkley at a game actually one time, a Rangers game. Andy Warhol used to be a regular at the games. Woody Allen pops by occasionally. Derek King in over the blue line. Up for Johnson. Leach forcing him to the outside. Here's Graves. He was bounced there by Tremblay. Zettler gets it around. Derek King up ahead to Johnson. Sundin is with him. Tremblay up on the play too. Here's Sundin. Shoots. Rebound knocked away. Solid stop from Dan Cloutier. McCowan up to Tremblay. Leafs on a change. McCowan fires it back in. Prohashka up after it. Modine helping him out along the boards. Pardon me, that was Baker, and the puck bounced away. And pops out of play. Well, Brian Leach has turned it around the last little while, but it has by and large been a tough year for Leach. And we asked Coley Campbell about that before the game.
You know, Brian's a great player, and he's played well, and this year he hasn't had a good year, a good start. He's made mistakes, and his minus is obviously very high, and a lot of those minuses come from short-handed goals and 4-on-4 goals against, not just 5-on-5. So that's deceiving, about 5 open net goals. So Brian will come back. He's a great player, and I think I'm doing my part for Canada to mess up the U.S. Olympic team.
Well, with the flag on him, Colin Campbell again has found a way to at least see a little humor in some misery that he has faced. Mind you, the Rangers in the last 10 games coming into tonight have been 5-4-1, so things have been going better for them. The game against Washington, though, was a tough one, a tough loss after being up 3-1.
You know, both the coaches in tonight's game, Mike Murphy and Coley Campbell, aside from being close personal friends, both always see the big picture. Great sense of humor, great perspective on life in general and the game of hockey.
And both of them are very good coaches.
And one, I'm sure, has a bit to do with the other. 10:38 to go in the third period. The Rangers leading by a score of 3-2.
Well, Mike Murphy's got his hockey club right back into this game. With 10:38 remaining, you get that feeling that Matt Sundin is going to be the man that's going to find that tying goal. Sundin has been the Leafs' best player tonight. Gretzky has been the Rangers' best.
The Leafs have only lost 2 times this year in a game in which Sundin has scored a goal. He has a pair of them tonight, and his team is down by 1. Sundin getting double shifted. He's out there now with Korolev and Berezin as they line up for the face-off. Berg rubbed along the boards there. Matthew Schneider back to pick it up. And this will be an icing call in Toronto. Leach back to touch it.
You heard Colin Campbell mention about Leach's plus-minus, the fact that his minus is so bad, and some of those have come, of course, on the number of short-handed goals against that the Rangers have had scored against them. They're the worst in the league when it's come to short-handed goals against. They've allowed 9 of them this year. And Leach has usually been on the ice because that's when he would be on the ice, the power play opportunities. But 9 short-handed goals against scored against the Rangers this season, and we're only halfway through. Sundin and Graves. Sundin was allowing himself the opportunity to take a little extra time here for fixing up his equipment.
No surprise, he takes almost every single critical defensive face-off for his team.
And he won that one against Graves.
Here's Yuskevich. Korolev was there up the middle trying to sneak away, but broken up and fired back in. Graves up forechecking, eats up his man, gets the puck out to Berg, and Berg couldn't get a shot away. Sundin trying to play it up for Korolev.
Berg tried to move into some open ice, and that evaporated pretty quickly on him.
Berg just stepped across center and sent it in, and heads to the bench. Rangers in a chase. Yuskevich starting back. Stevens chops at it. It got by him. Puck cleared in by Darby Hendrickson. Finley up ahead. Lindbaum clears it in. Stevens and LaFontaine out there as well for the Rangers, but Leafs will start back. Hendrickson gets it in over the blue line. Here's Chris King looking for a little bit of room. Up for Domi. It got by him. Stevens up to Lindbaum. Couldn't navigate his way in. Domi comes back, driving his way through. Cairns ties him up. Lindbaum up there by himself. Just gets the puck in deep. Rangers on a change. Gretzky up there looking for it.
Hendrickson got rid of that puck quickly for good reason.
Here's Smith. Gretzky watching him. Chris King. Puck taken away from him. Kovalev. Up ahead to Gretzky. Sundstrom breaking into the play. He's got it now on the boards. Took a bump from Schneider. Gretzky stepping up. Comes out of the pack with the puck. Gets it across in front. That's knocked away. Leafs come back. Domi guides it in. Derek King up looking for it. Domi tried to crash his way through and get something going, but Gretzky up for Kovalev. He was stepped up there at the line by Matthew Schneider. Yuskevich coming back. King chops at it, and that sails up and out of play. 7:45 to go in the third period. Leafs trail the Rangers by 1.
Update from Chicago's second period. Jean-Yves Leroux, the former Beauport Harfe, now a Hawk, gives Chicago a 2-0 lead.
Thanks, Gord. Here we have 7 minutes and 38 seconds to go, and the Rangers are holding on to a 1-goal lead against the Leafs. Sundin trying to pull that puck loose. Graves up there. Great work by Graves trying to get the puck in front. He was really battling away.
Graves has played a real strong game for the Rangers tonight. He has battled hard, and at times, well, he's been covering Sundin. Other times, Sundin has been covering him.
Zettler plays it up ahead. Johnson looking forward to the blue line. Johnson and Sundin up there for the Leafs. Derek King is also up front. King moving into the play. Battling with Driver. Here is Johnson. The King back to the line. Tremblay with a shot. Kicked up by Cloutier. Big rebound. Zettler shoots it up. Here's King. To Sundin. Johnson comes through. Zettler shooting. That's knocked away. Cloutier got in front of that. Here's Sundin into the corner. Trying to bulldoze his way to the slot. But the puck came out.
Well, Keane got in front of him anyway. That was one way to stop Sundin.
Puck fired in there. Karpatsev gets to it first. Here's Stevens coming out. Up ahead. Lindbaum almost broke through there, but the Leafs start it back. Modine up to Baker, stepping in over the line. Broken up safely there. Puck cleared out by Finley. Baker for Toronto. 5:45 to go, third period. Rangers up 3-2. Karpatsev gets it around, and Lindbaum finishes the job, tipping the puck down the ice.
Sundin won't be resting long on the bench. He will catch his breath and be right back out there. Matthew Schneider has played well tonight, and it's good for the Leafs to have him back in the lineup. He missed 53 games last year with a groin and then surgery. But when he's on the ice, things can happen. He's had 109 shots, and he just gave Kovalev a shot right there. Shots on net's one thing, but he stood Kovalev up. After we were talking about Graves and how strong he's been in tonight's game, he was battling Tremblay for the puck deep in the corner. Graves has been a real aggressive center iceman tonight. He can play the wing. Now he's playing center. He's been battling hard because he, along with other players on this Ranger team, they don't want Colin Campbell to lose his job. And Adam Graves has been with Colin Campbell a long time. Campbell has actually been here now 9 years. 5 years as an assistant coach. He was 5 years as an assistant coach with the Detroit Red Wings organization. And the last 4 years here as the head coach. I should say within that 5 years, with the Rangers, he was the assistant coach for most of it, but he also went and coached their farm team in Binghamton for a period of time as well.
Off the draw, Sundin, Berezin, and Korolev all up there for the Leafs. This is Bill Berg for the Rangers. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Korolev couldn't wheel it in. He battles with Bill Berg along the boards. Graves clears the puck. Now Schneider with it. Matthew Schneider comes up, has Berezin breaking in over the line, shoots. Cloutier stopped that. Now Yuskevich stepped in, offside, called in the Leafs. 4:43 to play. Tonight's game story is brought to you by Chevrolet. Tried, tested, and true. Wayne Gretzky with the 235th three-point game of his career. And the power plays for both teams chipping into the offense. Pressure on Cloutier and Healy. They've both had their moments in this game.
And they'll have their moments in this last 4 minutes. Mike Murphy's team is desperate for a win. A tie would be fine, but one win in their last 8 games. They've worked hard to come back in this game.
Matthew Schneider clears it in. Leach back there after it. We're in front of the driver who got rid of it hot potato style. He had a man right on him.
We're talking about the Rangers' schedule. The Leafs have got, including tonight, 5 of the next 7 on the road.
Puck given away there. Bill Berg trying to get a shot on goal. Comes out, fired wide by Graves. Tremblay. Up to Derek King, will start back ahead to Matt Sundin. He'll wheel up there. Sundin trying to do it himself. Got the shot away. Rebound clear to the boards. Sundin with that great shift right to the middle to get the shot away. Puck came out offside called in the Leafs, and let's check out action in that Pittsburgh-Carolina game.
Yeah, Paul, Keith Primo had even the score for Carolina, but then Jaromir Jagr sends Ron Francis in. He scores his second of the game, 16th of the year. It is now 2-1 Pittsburgh late in the third.
Well, Matt Sundin looked as though he was going to tie it up. What a move he put on Leach. Norris Trophy defenseman, but he got turned inside out by Matt Sundin.
Here's Domi. Is flipping it up. Lidster under pressure, gets it out of the zone anyways. Here's McCowan. Gretzky there at the line, tried to tap it ahead for Sundstrom. Hendrickson. Here's Sundstrom with it. 3:15 to play. Cairns up to center. Bumped into Hendrickson. Domi trying to come back. Sundstrom up to Gretzky. Gretzky buying a bit of time. Tried to dish it across there for Cairns, but I don't think Cairns wanted to commit and get caught.
Cairns just wanted to get that puck deep.
Gretzky was dumped there, and the fans howling for a penalty call. Stevens gets it in. Healy out, gave it away there to Lindbaum. He is quickly smothered there along the boards. Lindbaum trying to tie it up. And they do get a whistle finally.
Sound like a lot of whistles coming from the stands. Couldn't tell which one was right. Wayne Gretzky got dumped. We'll go back and show it to you. Right there. Matthew Schneider got away with it. Put Gretzky down. Gretzky wasn't pleased with that one. Took off to the bench. He'd been out there long enough. Kovalev got to the bench just before Gretzky. Kovalev's been pretty disciplined tonight. That's what Campbell was hoping that Kovalev would do. Playing with Gretzky tonight. Gretzky has got him on track for this game. Kovalev made a perfect pass to start the scoring out in this hockey game. Took the pass from Gretzky and set LaFontaine up with a power play goal. Interesting that both of these teams have struggled on the power play. We've had 4 power play goals tonight. The Leafs have now had 7 power play goals in the last 5 games.
Derek King has been held off the score sheet tonight, looking to extend a 5-game goal scoring streak. Here's Berezin. It bounced away from him, actually, and Leach will fire it back in.
Rangers are more interested now with this lineup out on the ice of just keeping the puck in deep and making sure defensively. They don't want to squander this lead.
Yeah, Graves and Keane out there, both solid defensive players. Bill Berg is the other forward. In over the line, Sundin takes the drop pass, tried to fire it in on goal. Berezin up back in the net, battling away. He's upended, but Sundin is there to pick up the puck. Korolev trying to get loose in front. Sundin back to Yuskevich. Pushed a wrist shot towards the corner. Leafs trying to get some pressure going. Have made no move to pull the goalie yet. 1.5 minutes to go. They'll probably try to get a face-off in the offensive zone and then get the goalie out. Berezin up after it. Korolev's in front. Pass was tipped. Here's Yuskevich. Yuskevich gets it up along the boards. Yuskevich again. Leafs trying to work that puck around. Being kept to the outside for the time being by the Rangers. Now the puck comes to the front. Korolev streaking through there and a shot at it. Less than 1 minute to go.
Good save by Cloutier.
Healy heads to the bench. Leafs get the extra attacker out there, but play whistled down. 49.7 seconds to go.
Cloutier made a great save on the wraparound. You could hear the fans in this building. They were on edge because they've seen it happen too many times already this year. A lead and then losing it. There was the wraparound, but Cloutier just went right down and stopped Baker's shot by making sure he covered all of the ice, used his stick. There wasn't any room. Well, for Mike Murphy, we mentioned his schedule, the Leafs schedule coming up. A lot of road games. They wanted this one tonight. They played well Saturday night, didn't get a point. They played well tonight.
Well, the face-off is in neutral territory, and Felix Potvin coming in.
Yeah, Murphy's just trying to buy some time because Potvin will be out of there real fast. So Healy went in. Potvin's going to race to the bench. He's a faster skater getting to the bench, obviously. And there he goes.
Potvin heads to the bench. Leafs get the extra attacker out there. All hands on deck with 40 seconds to go. Sundin comes up after it. Here's Johnson along the boards. Derek King battling away. Yuskevich shoots. That was knocked away. Driver got in front of it. Here's Derek King. Works it around. And the puck cleared out by Sundstrom. 20 seconds left. Leafs have an empty net. Leach bangs at it. Gretzky shoots it up wide of the empty net, but he was over center, so no icing. Schneider up to center, and the game is over. The Rangers with a 3-2 victory over the Leafs.
Well, Yuskevich had his helmet off and was right at the Ranger bench as time ran out. The hard-fought battle by both teams. Right from the drop of the puck tonight, these two teams fought.
Well, not far from here, another game still being contested. Detroit playing the New York Islanders, and they're heading to overtime. Here's Gord. Molson Cup 3 stars. Star number 3, Adam Graves with the game-winning goal. Star number 2, the Toronto captain, Matt Sundin. He had a pair of goals. And the first star, Wayne Gretzky, 3 assists. He has 142 career points against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a Leaf killer. 3-2 the final score. Gretzky and the Rangers over the Leafs.